What's up, y'all? Allie here, Richard here. If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to go hit that subscribe button to stay tapped in with Road Trippin all season long. New episodes, they drop Tuesdays and Thursdays. You don't want to miss what we have in store. So subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell a friend to tell a friend. Road Trippin is here. We're taking over.
Stop blaming us for what Perk says.
The Warriors beat the Orlando Magic yesterday to bring them back to 500. They're 15-15 on this season. In the third quarter, Draymond and Steve Kerr got into it on the bench. I don't know if you guys saw this. Draymond removed himself to the locker room and would not return to the game. I want to give you your thoughts from Steve Kerr post-game before we dive in.
Yeah, we got into it, obviously, and you know, I took the time out just because I thought we lost our focus there a little bit, and so we had it out a little bit, and you know, he made his decision to go back to the locker room to cool off, and that's all I'm going to say about it. It's everything is private, and yeah, I got nothing further to add.
Would you? I mean, he didn't play the last 20 minutes. Would you have gone back to?
No, he wasn't going back in.
Did he? And was that a decision by him or you?
Well, he left. He went back to the locker room, and so we moved forward, and the guys played great. It's a hell of a win, really good second half, and I'm very proud of the team. And yeah, like I said, nothing more to discuss from my end.
Temper spilled over, and I just thought it was best that I got out of there. I don't think there was a situation where it was going to get better. So it was just best to remove myself, you know. That's it.
All right, wanted you guys to have the context from the two of them before you make your thoughts. Channing, Rich, which one wants to go first? What do you make of this moment last night?
I mean, Richard's looking at me.
Go ahead,
I've seen some wild arguments, but being around teammates and being around players that have played at a high level, you gotta know, like, coaches can yell at certain guys, coaches can't yell at certain guys. Certain guys are a lot more emotional about the game, where other ones are more, you know, like, I don't want to say stat-based, but they're more analytical, right? Draymond Green is one of the most emotional players, good or bad, in the NBA, maybe in the history of the NBA. I'm just being serious. Like, he does have a temper. And so one thing that you can notice, if you watch that film of like the actual game of like somebody videoing it, Steve and Draymond are going at it. You see Jerry Stackhouse, who has a lot of respect, tries to calm it down, and he goes, you know what, go ahead. He goes, all right. And it doesn't even, he just starts looking over here. The players in the back, like, I forgot, Pajemski is just still warming up. So he's like, okay, whatever, fuck it. The other dude is like, hey, Draymond, you probably shouldn't say that, right? And then you see Steve Kerr, who's yelling, just goes, you know what? Okay, do you. And that type of thing happens. The walking to the back is a good solution, sort of, but not really. Like, again, you should be able to, in that moment, you yell, you scream. When it's over, you get back to basketball. And the fact that it still lingered is what obviously we're never going to know what happened. Hopefully we don't know. But like, I just think these things are normal. But for him to go to the locker room is not normal. Like, you get in arguments, you sit on the end of the bench, you talk to your teammate, you cuss him out, you say, this dude fucking sucks, I hate his guts. And then you go, you know what? I need to go play back in the game. Going to a locker room, something crazy had been in his mind.
Well, yes, I would say this. Draymond, Kenyon Martin, there are guys that are hyper emotional that can get very fiery and competitive. And your goal as a coach is you don't want them to stop and be just listen. You want them to keep it, but somewhat control that fire. So if that fire ever gets a little too high, to take a walk and come back, like that's a normal thing, right? Was the argument that they were having of a normal argument? Probably not, right? It looked like a more intense argument that they probably have it over the 10 years, but this season that looked like a very intense one. Was the walk that he took a very intense, long walk and go back to the locker room? That was probably another part of it. Guys have been super, super fired up, walked in the hallway, went into the back to go take a pee because they're out of the rotation, and they come back, sit down, everything's fine, right? So there's a lot of things that we don't know internally that you could see that there was an argument. that looked like a very intense argument. You could tell that the walk, and we know this is a part of how Draymond has gotten, has managed at times his emotions, is to go take a walk. Now, is that walk because he's mad at the officials? Is that walk because he's mad at his teammate? Is that walk is mad because of whatever reason, because of foul trouble? But if that walk is because you got into an argument with your coach, that's a little different. Mm-hmm. So the length of the walk, what was the context of the conversation that they were having? Was Draymond in the wrong? Was Steve, frustrated at the team and Draymond was defending the team? I don't know. So that's the part where it's like, they've won 4 championships together. It's all the finals. We've seen them do all the things. So unless more information comes out, that looks like if there's no suspension, looks like he's gonna play next game.
It would be a suspension from the team.
It'd be internally. It'd be like an internal suspension. And that's happened where they had moments in the locker room that was an internal suspension against Draymond, and then they moved on. So that's where I'm saying.
Let me ask you this, Rich.
Go ahead.
When Steve, I think, is one of the better coaches of always having his players back, for better or for worse, right? Especially a guy like Draymond. When Draymond trusts you, he'll go 1,000% for you, right? And I think Steve, over the years, even though Draymond does something bad, Steve's like, hey, he's just doing what's best, what he thinks is best for the team, whatever. Do you think that when Steve said he lost focus, that Draymond started to and I hate using this word because they use this word for dogs, and he fixates on a thing, right? And so I think Steve was trying to get him back into the team stuff, and Draymond was just fixated. It could be fixated on this one thing. And Steve's like, dog, come back here. We need you to do this. And he would be like, no, I think we need to do that. Well, so to use the word he lost focus seems a little bit more read under the hood. Draymond was not focused on us winning.
Did he say Draymond wasn't focused, or did he say we weren't focused as a team?
But this is what I'm saying. Right now...
Yeah, he said we took a timeout because they were getting into it on court. He took a timeout because Draymond wasn't focused. He was yelling and screaming. And then they started arguing on the bench. They finished that argument on the bench.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is if he lost focus, if Draymond loses focus, the rest of the team goes to the dumps.
I would say this, right? That is an understandable thing that's happened. We've all seen it. Different players, coach would fix it. We don't know. We're playing a hypothetical, right? Because we're trying to figure out what happened inside their huddle with, 2 very high-profile people in their position and champions, and we don't know. So, that's one of those things that's we can see the argument. As players, do players walk off and go in the back? Yes. The context of why you might walk off. It could be foul trouble. It could be the referee pissed you off and you don't want to get a technical. It could be because you got to go to the fucking bathroom. We don't know. So that part, anything outside of that, we're guessing. We know Draymond. We do know Draymond. And we could see a 90-second heated conversation. And we saw what happened afterwards. And on both sides, they said that they were good.
Maybe we'll get to learn about Draymond a little bit more with the Richard Show episode. Chris Haynes reported that the Warriors are on the lookout for an athletic center. Any trade ideas for the Warriors?
An athletic center. If there was an athletic center power forward out there that was possibly on the market.
I got a couple names. I don't know if he's athletic, but I think he'd fit. I don't know defensively if they could do it. Vooch would fit. Vooch has been doing well. Vooch would fit. Lauri Markkanen would fit.
So you say Vooch, you say Markkanen. Is that who you were?
No, I was talking about Giannis.
No. No, man. No.
What do you mean no? What do you mean no?
How did you? That's what I'm saying. But nobody else picked up on that.
Here's what I'm saying. No is you're gonna. If you bring in Giannis, what system are you running? Giannis' system or Steph's system?
What? What are you talking about?
What system are you running? If you bring in Giannis, what system are you running?
Motherfucker, you got Giannis.
He is your system.
I know, but Giannis needs particular things to be successful.
Okay, stay here. Okay, I hear you. You're right. Would you make the trade if you were them?
I mean, I would, yeah. But I'd have to talk.
So why?
Here's why.
Well, I'm just saying. I don't give a shit about the system. Give me him and we'll figure it out. I want to see what system they would use.
I mean, if we're going to go with Steph, if we're saying, hey, Steph, this is your last 2 years, whatever that is, I don't know if it is, I'm just assuming. Give me a guy like Vooch whose versatility can fit into a Steph system where Vooch can shoot, he can pass, he can rebound, he can post up, but he's also not going to hijack. I hate using the word hijack. He's not going to hijack your offense where a guy like Giannis is so polarizing. You're not going to go,
averages
hey, Giannis, fit in
32,
for
14, and 7.
in his system.
Okay,
Richard,
okay.
in his system.
I agree. But what I'm saying is Giannis has won a championship as the most dominant.
One.
Right? No, stay with me.
One.
Stay with me.
Okay.
What if we say
say
if Giannis were to go to the Spurs, or if Giannis were to go to the Golden State Warriors, would you say that the future was Giannis?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And this
Stay
is
with
the
me,
problem,
stay with
but
me, stay
Steve
with me.
Kerr coaches
Stay with
Steve
me.
Kerr basketball. So you're going to say, hey, Steve, after these 4 championships, we're switching all your shit for Steph's last year for Giannis.
That's fine. Like, understand, Steve, like our Phil Jackson won with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Then he also
They ran
won
the
with
same
Shaq.
system,
Then he also won with Shaq and Kobe. You can say
They
system.
ran the same system, Richard.
Bro, it's the personnel. Like, if you're so fixated on just a system, you're saying that we like Steph in his last 2 years, Giannis in his prime, and they're like, well, you would make the trade. You would make the trade. I would make the trade. You would make the trade. So we would do it.
Who are we trading?
I'm saying if you were the Golden State
Who do you
Warriors,
want?
if you were Golden
Who do you
State
want?
Warriors and you could get Giannis.
Steph.
If you were the Golden State Warriors and you could get Giannis.
Steph.
And you would have Steph and you would
No.
have Giannis. You would have Steph and you would have Giannis, right?
Everyone else is
Everything
tradable.
else. And so now Channing, like he talked about Draymond being fixated.
Fixated?
He's fixated on system.
I heard you.
And I agree with you. What I am saying is it's very then like Luka and LeBron. The system, hey, we're going to focus, and now maybe it's time for Steph to be the second best player and figure out how to work around Giannis. That could be an area. Because we can't say that Steph is going to be that dude. You can't just keep, so when he's 40,
Richard,
we're still doing the
I don't know if
Steph
you could do
system?
that right now. That's kind of crazy.
We saw it with Reggie Miller. We saw it with Ray Allen. We've seen it with players time and time again. We've seen it with time and time again. All I'm saying is, can Steph be the second best player on the team? He was with Kevin Durant.
That's a yes.
Kevin Durant won 2
Yes
Finals
and no.
MVPs. I'm saying.
I know, Richard.
Okay, let's transition
I-
this because
this
he's
is-
actually agreeing with you.
No. I'm
Like
saying.
his reaction is like, oh, you're onto something.
No, I'm just respectfully saying, Channing, is that Steph you're 100% right. He has a unique system and players have to learn how to play around him. But there can be a time where if the future is somebody like Giannis, that is going to be the future for the next 7 years, maybe it's time for Steph to adjust. If you were to get Giannis.
And my argument is, I think Steph, the 4-time champion, gives you a better chance of winning a chip than Giannis does. This is what I'm saying. So
Okay.
I'd rather build her.
I'm not-
I'd rather add somebody for Steph in Steph's system and Steve Kerr's system than I would ask Steph, Draymond, whoever else is there to fit into Giannis's system. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, we're going to close up this conversation on the Golden State Warriors and transition to the positive because they did win. And Steph, he unlocked maybe a new celebration. I want you guys to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, Lord.
No.
That ain't it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. But like you gotta understand, Steph has 2. The Steph has 2. I don't know if this one, because again, if we start seeing little kids doing these shimmies, if I see my son do that after a 3-point shot, I'm gonna go out on the court and yank his ass off.
The shimmy, that's not a shimmy.
No, whatever.
He's riding his horse.
Yeah. Again,
What kind of horse is he riding?
Yeah.
Look, that is riding a horse or a fucking bull at the rodeo. Continuing last week.
You can speak on that, Allie.
We all spoke on it last week, you dick.
But I'm saying is that I don't know that reference point from what I'm seeing.
When you sit on a bull, what do you do with your hand?
I don't know. I never sat on a bull.
Have you ever been to to a rodeo? Yes, you have.
No, I swear to you, I've
Really?
never been.
Have you ever seen bull riding?
No, I'm not turning on fucking bull
Richard,
riding.
it's actually in person. It is
you're
actually
not
awesome.
that okay. You don't live that deep under a rock, and I see it in your face. You're
He lives in Hermosa.
I don't know
Beach. Yes, he
that
does.
doesn't matter. You can't sit on your high horse. Wow.
Why is that a
and
high
act
horse?
As if you're
Why is
so
that a high horse?
intelligent.
Why is that a high
you just
horse?
make-
Because I couldn't tell
Allie,
he was
did you just
riding
make
a fucking
Casey
bull there.
Musgraves reference?
Oh yeah.
I couldn't tell. I thought he was doing just like some.
Okay, it looks like you rode a bull.
Wait.
Can
If
we
you guys, okay.
please?
If you guys know Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? If you guys know Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when they
Yes.
jump on it, like when you do that.
Same thing.
I don't reference a fucking bull. I don't reference a bull or a horse. I reference Carlton and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I don't care where the fuck you get it from. What is that?
That's a celebration. That's like a shimmy.
What are we? Okay.
It's a
no,
twisty.
that is not a
It's
shimmy.
a hip twisty.
That's a shimmy.
First of all, I'm
No,
not saying I'm
shimmy is
100%
like-
accurate. Like, relax. Like, first of all, whoa,
Don't flip
don't
this
tell
on
her
me.
to relax.
Don't.
Don't tell her to relax.
All right, we're moving on. Road running.
She's
No, we all
fired
know exactly what that was.